No, I know what you're saying.
Are you kidding me?
The greatest defenders
Can't guard
might
LeBron
need it.
James.
No,
You're not guarding LeBron one-on-one.
but they might not believe they want it.
No, for
There's
sure.
a difference. Wanting it and believing that you need it. There's a big difference.
And playing a Cleveland team here, Baron, playing its best basketball of the season. Their longest winning streak in the regular season was 6. They are now the first team to ever go 8-0 to start consecutive postseasons, just running past Indiana and Toronto. So what's the biggest challenge that Boston presents to Cleveland?
I think the biggest challenge that Boston may present to Cleveland is really Cleveland, and their complacency or them settling for, having mental lapses and turning the ball over. I don't really think that I like Boston. I think they're competitive. They'll be scrappy. But I think Cleveland can be their own worst enemy at times with turning the ball over and being complacent. And so if they do that, then, this team is on a mission. They're a buzzsaw. They're ready to rock.
Can I say that in a different way?
Sure.
Cleveland Cavaliers sometimes become front runners. They get happy when they're winning games. You see guys grabbing beers. You see guys high-fiving, doing bottle flips.
Let them be grabbing beers.
No question. But when they're losing or when they get tested, at times we don't see that same jovial atmosphere. So we call that front running. So they lost 31 games this year. There's a reason they lost 31 as well, because they can get complacent, they can get happy, and they can think that it's too easy at times. We'll see if that happens here.
I kind of agree with that, but, you played on teams where you were so good that you just wanted to get through the regular season.
That's true.
And, they made it known many times that, listen, we don't care where we're placed. Boston, if you want the #1 seed, you go and take it. Everybody talk about a switch. They have that switch that they can turn on.
They do have a switch.
Yeah, they do have a switch they can turn, and I think they know what's at stake.
He has a switch there, that guy.
Yes, and
he
you know
has a
what?
switch too.
And you know what? The monkey was taken off LeBron's back last year when they won, but guess what? They got an opportunity to get back-to-back championships.
Cleveland shooting 49% in this postseason, 43% from distance, and they are 8-0 through the first 2 rounds. What do we got in the Twitterverse? Baron Davis replacing Charles Barkley, the largest upgrade imaginable.
Okay.
Wow. High praise from Killjoy.
Thank you, Killjoy.
If Charles was here,
If Charles was here, he'd kick me off the stage.
I ain't gonna say it. I got to protect
Check
your
out
neck.
Charles' statue.
Game 1,
Hey,
Eastern
Charles,
Conference Finals. Bottom of the hour, TNT. Beautiful look at Boston, a city which has epitomized strength and spirit. And our aerial coverage tonight is provided by Goodyear. In the land of the driven, you can never act like you've arrived. Just keep on driving. Goodyear, more driven. Earlier this week, Goodyear and the Cleveland Cavaliers announced a partnership that acknowledges the home state pride of the two organizations and their shared values of drive, determination, and a deep commitment to the community. Multi-year sponsorship for Goodyear's iconic Wingfoot logo is to appear on Cavaliers uniforms beginning next season. Drive to the finals has reached the final 3 nights. And Chuck has got the lead. He's got Avery Bradley tonight.
Oh.
I've gone LeBron James, and I've gone Turbo.
And I went Kyrie Irving turbo tonight.
And you went Kyrie no Turbo.
That's right.
Okay. You and
That's
Chico.
right.
Tonight, during the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals, be sure to download NBA In Play, presented by AutoTrader, and compete for your chance to win a trip to the NBA Finals. This special one-day contest is only available for fans using NBA In Play during this game. For more details, please go to nba.com/inplay/rules. One thing we haven't talked about as far as this game 1 goes is, as you look at LeBron James playing 42 minutes a game, they've had 16 days of rest this playoffs.
Wow.
Including 9 in between the last round sweep against Toronto and now. So what is the impact, if any, of not playing for 9 days? And not just not playing. They haven't been scrimmaging hard or doing anything. They don't want to risk any injuries. So how do you go 0 to 60 tonight?
I've actually went through this twice in my career.
9 days?
Yes. The year we went, the year we
That's
went 15-1.
probably an exaggeration, but go
No,
ahead.
it's
I
not
got
an
your point.
exaggeration. My team went 15-1, the greatest team to ever win a championship. Anyway, sometimes, Ernie, you come out full of energy, ready to go, and other times you come out lethargic, you're making mistakes, you come out complacent, as you know, Barron alluded to earlier. So we'll see. But, you know, LeBron, usually when he gets more than 3 or 4 or 5 days of rest, he's ready to play. But the others are going to have to step up tonight.
Yeah, we were on I was fortunate to be on a championship team that had a break like that.
You had 10 days off.
No,
though,
it wasn't
didn't
10. I don't remember what it was.
Underdog,
I just remember,
check it out, Underdog.
I just remember we had a long enough break where we actually had a full scrimmage.
Yeah.
So whatever that was, I always thought that the one thing that you can't emulate when you don't scrimmage or play is the defensive intensity that comes at you. So those shots that when the ball swings around and you're able to knock down, when the defense is running at you, BD, and they get in your space a little bit differently, it takes about a quarter to get accustomed to that.
I agree. And I think that, you know, you're not aware. You know, so those 9 days off, you're not in tune to the intensity, your margin for error. You know, so when you're coming into the game, it's not that you're lackadaisical. You're just not used to being prepared and the stakes being so high because you have 9 days off to actually sit and watch.
It's different sparring with a headgear on.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you sparring with headgear, it ain't the same when Mike Tyson hits you with no headgear.
The thing that Tyronn Lue has pointed out, too, he said, when you open up a series on the road after a layoff like that, you got to create your own energy. You're not going to have the home crowd that kind of juices you up. In the other round, they had 7 days off before playing Toronto, jumped out in the first quarter, 30-18 on them, en route to a sweep of the Toronto Raptors. Okay. We have one more tweet. Okay. Like Buddy the Elf trying to sit in a regular chair.
That's a good one, Becca Lynn.
I mean, we didn't see that angle until now. How does he see that angle?
Anybody else see that angle?
Doesn't see that angle.
Because of
That's the first time we've seen that angle.
No, because of Anthony.
Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics. Game 1, bottom of the hour.
Good job, Anthony.
Just throw it down. Oh, my goodness! We have not seen that. 24 high flyers from around the world take to the sky.
The rim is in trouble.
$100,000 and the title on the line.
I want number 1. I can't wait. Get out of my way. I'm winning. That's it.
Show is over. The quest for the new Dunk King begins tonight after Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, Barron was just telling me you can't wait to watch the Dunk King presented by 5 Hour Energy.
Man. You know, especially with Kenny Austin judging, man, I can't wait.
Me too, and Barkley.
I caught that, Kenny Olsen.
Yeah,
I caught
Kenny
that.
Austin.
The co-host of it. But you know what? I think the Dunk Kings this year had probably 3 dunks better than any dunks I've ever seen. I don't know if everything was the same, but they had 3 dunks that were the best dunks I've ever seen in my life.
You know, the crazy thing about these athletes is that they do dunks that you couldn't imagine. Like, you know, when I was young and I seen Michael Jordan kiss the rim come sideways, I thought that was the best dunk ever. And then my man Vince Carter did a dunk. The Dunk Kings will be an exciting show.
You see,
sure to check it out.
see the Celtics getting loose.
It's knockout. There he is, Kenny, knockout.
Brad Stevens wearing a microphone and granting us access to a pregame address to his Celtics.
Celtics are the first. The thing that I remember most about playing these guys a few years ago in the playoffs was how they tried to come out of the gate in the game. So starters especially, be ready right out of the gate. Nobody that comes into the game, no starter, no reserve, that comes into the game has time for a rhythm. Have your rhythm when you check in, right? You're ready to compete at a high level.
What'd you think, Shaq?
I mean, it's a hell of a speech. Again, they do have the home court advantage. And, you know, when you have the home court advantage, the others play well, the superstars have to play well. And, you know, they're going to feed off the history of the building, the energy of the building. And if they believe that everybody's clicking and you get another to have a super magnificent game, super magnificent, not just a regular game, but like Kelly Olynyk did. You know, if you get any one of those others playing like that, they have a legitimate chance of winning both games at home.
You always hear about trying to take the crowd out of it. Is just hitting shots the best way to do that if you're Cleveland?
Well, if you're Cleveland, yeah, I mean, hitting shots and running your offense and not being fazed by it. But the one thing about the Boston Celtics they don't have to play well offensively. So they don't have guys who are saying, oh, I got to get 20. They just say I have to defend. That's an easier thought process than saying, BD, I got to come in and get buckets.
Yeah, that's true, but you do have to score. And the object of the game is putting points on the board. And when you look at, you know, like Shaq was saying, somebody has to step up and become a superstar or become a main star for these Boston Celtics outside of Isaiah Thomas.
Lots of game faces right about this time. Got a sellout crowd. Little lights flickering all over TD Garden. It's almost game time. Coming right up here on TNT, it's game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, Reggie Miller, David Aldridge, Kristen Ledlow have it covered next.
The new interactive game NBA In Play presented by AutoTrader takes you inside the action. This NBA playoffs, play Drive to the Finals for a chance to win a $35,000 voucher towards a new car listed on AutoTrader.
Your relentless pursuit of perfection, your countless hours of preparation, all comes down to this moment when the clock is ticking down and it's all on the line.
The two best teams in the East. 4 wins away from getting to the NBA Finals.
I'm excited about us as an opportunity in the Eastern Conference Finals to go play for the big one.
We got to get ready for the defending champ. Good thing we got home court advantage.
This crowd is no matter what physical game it turns into, we're ready for it.
We're going to play our way, make it tough on those guys and line up against them.
Now we're set for game one. And here we go.
For LeBron James, it has been a dominating performance, with the Cavaliers winning all 8 of their playoff games. And for Isaiah Thomas, although playing through unimaginable emotion, he has sparkled, leading the Celtics, averaging 25 a game for the postseason. The Eastern Conference Finals are presented by the Samsung Gear S3 as we welcome you to Game 1. The Cleveland Cavaliers facing the Boston Celtics here at the Garden in Boston. Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Chris Webber and Reggie Miller. It's been a glorious time for the Celtics. They come off a Game 7 win against the Wizards on Monday night. They get the #1 pick of the draft lottery last night, but now they're facing the defending champs, and they are a decisive underdog. Reggie, what does Boston have to do to pull off what will be a major upset in this series?
And on top of that, coming off very little rest. So you know the rhythm will still be there for the Celtics. They must win that three-point battle. To me, the Celtics are at their best when they move the basketball. Ball movement will be huge. And Chris, Al Horford, he's been great in these playoffs, but his kryptonite has been Tristan Thompson on the offensive glass.
You know, Reggie, our keys kind of mirror each other, because I believe LeBron has to execute offensively in the 4 games these two teams played over the years. They shot over 33s each game. He gets them easy shots. Coach Tyronn Lue has this team recommitted on the defensive end, which was really the reason why they struggled during the season. And lastly, you already mentioned, Reggie, the battle of the boards. Kevin Love averages 11. Tristan Thompson's averaged 13 against this team. You got to go in there and fight for the ball.
All right, guys, here are the starting lineups presented by Samsung Gear S3. Cavs up front have LeBron, Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson, and at the guards, J.R. Smith and Kyrie Irving. For the Celtics on the front line of Jake Crowder, Amir Johnson, Al Horford, and the backcourt Avery Bradley, who will start out against Kyrie Irving and Isaiah Thomas, who will be facing, once again, many traps, many blitzes, much double teaming. The officiating crew right there, Mike Callahan, John Goldman, and Sean Wright. The alternate, Bill Sporter, and we're ready. Boston, in its first Eastern Conference Final since back in 2012, LeBron and Miami defeating Boston in 7 in that series. J.R. Smith slapped it away, and it will be Celtic ball. The Cavaliers have won a franchise record 11 straight playoff games. That goes back to last season's NBA Finals, 3 straight against Golden State, and the consecutive sweeps in this season's playoffs. Thomas eluding Irving, but bet on a switch. They trap him to the corner, 1 on the shot clock, and Love took it away.
A lot of size in that trap down there in Coffin's corner for Isaiah Thomas to look over. Nice usage of size there by Love.
Thomas get picked off by Thompson, and Irving takes to the rim.
We'll see a lot of that high pick and roll where you have to make sure that the other Celtics help. And what does that leave? A lot of open passing lanes. Great attack that time by Irving.
Again, the double on Isaiah Thomas as he tried to bank it. And here comes LeBron, who will be playing quite a bit of point, we're told, in game one. Love fires for three, rebounded by Amir Johnson.
Well, you're acting like that's something we don't know. LeBron James, I thought, was always a point guard for this team.
However, had a lot of success playing primarily point against the Celtics in the past.
Well, you think about the big win they had here late in the season. It was when he went to that point guard position. When it was funny, Brad Stevens thought he was playing the 4 position, but really he was the point guard surrounded by those 3 guards.
Nice pass from James. J.R. Smith on the drive.
You're so concentrated on LeBron that you really have to worry about ball movement off of the ball. And if you want to get a pass, just make a hard cut. He can find it.
There's that point guard we were talking about by LeBron James.
They double up on Crowder, finds the open man. Avery Bradley not able to hit the corner 3.
So much has been made of the rest by the Cavs, but watching them in layup line, it was a dunk show. And usually, when you see that, Reg, you can tell by a team's energy that they're coming out, they're ready to play.
Well, it was interesting. Coach Lou told us he did 0 live scrimmages on those 9-10 days off. He didn't want anyone tweaking an ankle or pulling a hamstring.
Crowder on the drive, blocked by Love, and then put home. So the good follow by Crowder after the miss. Here's Irving, whipping it out, and he got through Love. The Cavaliers have not played since May 7th. It's the longest break between playoff series of LeBron James' Cavalier career. They have been off for 9 days. Thomas to the rim. He was expecting contact.
And that's a great job by the big fellas, not bailing him out. It's tough to make a layup over a 7-footer anyway. Make some guys earn it.
Oh, Love able to pull up and banks it home, and a good start here by the Cavs.
LeBron James does such a great job in running that fast break. He understood that he had Kevin Love as the trailer. What a nice delivery.
Horford, played by James. Horford got the step. And a foul is called. So Al Horford put a move on LeBron, and then James got a piece of him. Horford will go to the line.
And there's the shove right there in the back by LeBron James. That little left chicken wing to kind of throw Horford off on that lay-in.
Al Horford had an excellent series against the Wizards. So 2 shots for Horford. You can watch enhanced live coverage of tonight's game with TNT Overtime. Visit NBA.com or download the NBA app to start streaming.
And Marv, you mentioned Al Horford. He's been fantastic in these playoffs throughout the first 2 rounds. But like I said, as one of my keys, he's going to have to play superhuman tonight and throughout this series for this Celtics team to do the surprise upset of the Cavaliers. He has to be big at both ends of the floor.
Horford has been particularly effective shooting the 3. James on the drive, hits on the reverse.
And that's why I think you'd rather have a rested LeBron, even if he is not.
Avery Bradley hits the 3. Talk to Brad Stevens about Avery Bradley. He says Bradley was the hero in the earlier series against Chicago. Did not shoot well in Game 7 the other night against the Wizards. Irving fires for 3. Both these teams shoot the 3 exceptionally well. Cleveland better than Boston. Oh, the follow by Tristan Thompson.
Well, that's 2 offensive rebounds by Thompson, and that's #1, his specialty, why he's on the floor, but he keeps so many possessions alive for this Cavs team.
Here's Horford. That was a 3-point attempt. Tristan Thompson has played at a very high level. He averages 10.5 rebounds per game in this postseason.
4.5 of those on the offensive glass.
Love backs his way on Horford and puts up a rainbow. Foul is called.
Tristan Thompson again battling down low with Amir Johnson on the offensive glass. And this is an extra possession for Cleveland. Look at this drive here by LeBron James. I mean, just splits two defenders, uses the glass.
The crowd reacting with Kelly Olynyk, who had the game of his life against the Wizards on Monday night, just checked in for Amir Johnson.
I thought they were reacting to Larry Legend that was getting ready to check in here. The talk around here, he's been reborn.
26-point performance off the bench. Love battling his way on Horford. Thompson with another offensive board. And looked like Olynyk took a shot to the chin. There is bad blood between Kelly Olynyk and the Cleveland Cavaliers. A foul is called on Crowder.
There are some guys that you have confidence against that you know that can't check you defensively. And then there's some guys that you know you can manhandle in the paint. Tristan Thompson most nights feels he has that advantage. But against this Celtics team, those 3 games during the season, he's built that confidence by owning the paint inside.
Tristan Thompson, who struggles at the line, just 12 for 21 in the playoffs. One-time Cavalier, although for a brief time, Andrew Bogut says that Thompson is the best offensive rebounder in the NBA.
Here's the bad blood you were talking about, Marv. A lot of people said this was a dirty play by Kelly Olynyk, separating the shoulder of Kevin Love. He was through, had surgery after that, was done for the rest of the playoffs.
A couple of seasons back, the Cavs felt that Olynyk actually pulled Love's right arm out of its socket, which led to the dislocated shoulder. Here's Bradley again from the corner for 3.
That's a strong dude if you're going to pull someone's arm out of a socket, C-Web. My goodness. Yeah. That's a WWE move right there.
And it's played by Crowder with that jab step, takes to the rim and scores. 6 unanswered by the Cavaliers. They lead at 14-7. Nice pass as Thompson came out on a switch to play Thomas, and Thomas get it on the hop for Bradley.
Kyrie Irving got caught ball watching right there. Looking at Isaiah Thomas. Nice back cut by Bradley.
Here's James to the rim, and he's fouled by Olynyk.
I love the start of the game by LeBron James, not settling for outside shots, even though he has shot the ball particularly well from distance in these playoffs. Look at the extension. That easily could have been an and one.
And that's why I think you would much rather have a rested LeBron than one that's in rhythm. He can play himself in rhythm, but when he has the energy to attack the basket, it seems that you would have the advantage.
In the postseason, he has averaged a sparkling 34 points a game, overpowering in both series against Indiana and Toronto. Shooting 56%. He's been hitting the 3. He's been rebounding. How about 7 assists per game? He has scored at least 30 points in 7 of the Cavaliers' 8 playoff games.
And think about this, gentlemen. This is his 14th season. He's in his 14th year having his best playoff run. And think about all the great playoff runs he's had in his 14th year. I know in my 14th year, I wasn't playing like this.
So you're saying he's in his 14th year in his prime?
Yes.
Timeout. Just a shade over 6 remaining in the first.
Find delicious deals for every meal with the King Savings Menu at Burger King.
A look at downtown Boston aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating the blimp-worthy athletes who show hard work, determination, and grit. Final off the court, Goodyear, more driven. The crowd reacting, shot up above of David Ortiz, Big Poppy, who will forever be one of Boston's sports heroes.
Well, we talk about a guy that knows how to arise to the big moment. You know, right now, obviously, the Celtics are the underdog, even though they're the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference here, C-Web. You know, LeBron James trying to make it his 7th straight trip to the NBA Finals. Let's see if the Celtics have a little upset in there.
Think of that, seven.
Wow, that's amazing.
If they do advance, and as you mentioned, the major favorite as Olynyk just flipped one up with the right hand with time running out on the shot clock. Here comes LeBron, lost it. Thomas off the steal. Thomas, met by Thompson on the switch. Thompson stays with him. Isaiah putting moves on it for the step back for three.
Great defense by Tristan Thompson.
You know, when you think back to all the problems the Cavaliers had defensively at the end of the regular season, as Irving is able to drill it, and what has happened in the postseason, it's pretty amazing.
I've been talking to Coach Lou during the season. That's why he was so frustrated, because his team had the IQ. They understood what to do. He was just frustrated that they weren't doing it. They're recommitted on that defensive end.
Olynyk for three, hit a couple the other night. Crowder off the hop, and here's Bradley for three. Both teams love to shoot the three. Boston shooting at 37% in the postseason from downtown. And a defensive 3-second violation is called. The Celtics average 13 made threes per game. Here's a look at the difference in the Celtic defense in the playoffs.
And look at that opponent three-point percentage. That's why I'm really impressed with the Cavs, running guys off the three-point line. In today's game, if you can do that with the defensive rebounding and offensive rebound of Cavs, you may have the advantage most nights.
And that's why it's so important for the Celtics to make threes in this series. During these playoffs, the Cavs are averaging 14 made. Well, number two is the Celtics at 13. So that three-point game is going to be huge for the Celtics in this series to stay even with the Cavs.
And LeBron James off the drive. Marcus Smart has just checked in. Coming on for Isaiah Thomas, who has not scored. 0 for 3 from the field. Cleveland has opened up, doing a nice job defensively on Thomas, and that pass from Horford is off the mark. So the Cavaliers get it back. It is game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. Game two coming up Friday night right here on TNT. Again, it's LeBron.
If you really look at this right now, Horford and Olynyk, they're the guys that are guarding LeBron. He's the point guard when a point guard is checking him, so he really has an advantage when you have guys that are bigger and can't move laterally. I think that the Celtics are going to have to make a switch, but LeBron is just going to keep on driving to the hole wide open.
It's a 14-2 spurt here by Cleveland. Nice pass, beautifully done, as Horford fouled the cutting Bradley.
Bradley is doing a wonderful job of playing off the basketball with those back cuts. This is a tall order for Al Horford to guard LeBron James as he comes up with the turnover here.
It's a 3-on-2. Bradley, yes, and the foul. Avery Bradley, who came in